Hi. I am not doing so good. And I don't have cinematics to use this time. So Season 4 of Street Fighter 6 has been here for some time. And once again very little has changed. The sun rises, the waves crash on the shore, and Ryu gets buffed. Nothing new. I have decided, I am going to be playing Yasmin for a long time. She is not my main. I refuse to use the word because I don't know if it's even true. Yasmin is the first new character of Season 4. And I saw a lot of people saying she is beginner friendly. And as of this point I have decided I am considering myself a beginner again. I am clearly not good at this game, not even close. My confidence is not exactly okay. But I want no pity. I want to get better. Do you know about the curve of knowledge, or the Dunning-Kruger effect? Let me explain it so you understand my current experience. This graph shows the curve of knowledge. Obviously it is not Street Fighter 6 related. It is used to show the progression of knowledge related to confidence. As shown in the graph, the more knowledge you have about a topic, the more confident you are. When you begin to learn a topic, everything and anything new you learn raises your confidence a lot. To the point where you think you know it all, and get overconfident. Like for example, thinking you can get into masters in a few weeks, because you absolutely have the knowledge. That is called the peak of Mount Stupid. Once you come back to reality, you are given the hit of your fucking life. Your confidence gets shot, as you realize how much you actually know about the topic, and how much you still have to learn. Over time you gain more knowledge and start getting actually better and knowledgeable about the topic. You reach a point where you start to learn and how to improve. That is called the slope of enlightenment. And over time you get better at learning and reach a stable learning pattern, called the plateau of sustainability. This curve may repeat itself over time or just happen once depending on the person. These two low points are the points people quit the topic, or in our case the game. I am obviously not quitting. But these 2 points are the moment a lot of people quit for a simple reason. You do not know how to improve, learn, or get better. And I am going to throw a small hit to the FGC. I do not hate this community, I fucking love it. I don't interact with most communities due to social anxiety, which I'm working on. That's partly why I started this channel, the other is because I love editing videos, it's fun. I love the amount of resilience, the talks of encouragement, and the amount of camaraderie and sportsmanship there is in the FGC. It is one of the best gaming communities, in my opinion only behind Warframes. But there is one thing I am not okay with. And it is this thing I have heard 1,000 times. You need to lose to learn, or its subsidiary, you need to lose to get better. Listen, I am a small voice on the internet, with almost no followers, and I don't even know how many people outside of my circle will see this. But you cannot learn from losses without knowing what you are doing wrong. If a person walks into this game and out of curiosity, and love for the style, they get into a match, and the person in front of them bashes their head in for 5 consecutive matches, what the fuck do you want that person to learn? How to get mauled. That is why people don't play fighting games. Let's compare it to competitive shooters, which is not saying those games are easy to climb or be good at all. They are also high skill games, I am comparing the two genres. Don't get angry, please. I don't really enjoy playing shooters competitively precisely because of the following reasons, but the fact is that these reasons are a part of what keeps people playing these games. In fighting games you cannot blame your team, and you cannot beat someone better out of absolute luck. Not saying fighting games should become team games, but having a team alleviates personal confidence hits. On top of that, something I don't mind about shooters but is different in fighting games is that the skills necessary are not as natural as aiming in a shooter. I know there is more to shooters, but you have to admit the learning curve of fighting games is a bit steeper even if the skill ceiling is on a similar height. My point is that you cannot learn from a loss when you don't know how it happened. Fighting games put a lot of pressure on the person's confidence. And you are asking a new player to endure the constant hit to their confidence for a promise of being better at a video game? No wonder people leave. You need knowledge to get knowledge. You need to learn how to read before you can read a book and get the knowledge in it. You need to learn how to do addition before you learn how to do multiplication. Understand? A beginner needs to see what works, and they have to study other people to do so. If you just tell them to lose to get better, it's like throwing a book at someone that doesn't know how to read, and telling them to read it. They need to watch others, specifically others. These 3 channels are amazing for it. I am not saying they need to learn from their own wins. No, that doesn't work either. The result of people not learning from their losses and learning from their wins, is the sheer amount of people doing random jumps and stupid things in ranked. Anyway, I don't mean to offend anyone, of course. I just hope the phrase "you need to lose to learn" can die, and be changed to "you learn from watching others, until you can learn from yourself." I know it's not as flashy, but I think it's better. Anyway, back to my journey and idea. When I did my first video for this channel I was exactly here, on the peak of Mount Stupid. When I made my second Ingrid video I was falling into the Valley of Despair. And right now, I think I am not fully in the Valley of Despair, but I am basically with one foot in. That's why I am throwing what I thought I knew out the window and learning again, from zero. If you want to see the journey you are invited. But that journey is not encompassed in this video. This is the start, this is where we begin the story. So what am I going to do? Get back in the saddle. But this time not to beat the horse, but to learn how to ride it. I am not setting the goal of getting to a specific rank. My goal is far more abstract. I am going to get out of the Valley of Despair and get to the slope of enlightenment. Basically I am going to learn how to learn. First things first, I need to identify where I am going wrong. This is the step a beginner cannot do, because they don't know what could even be wrong. But I am not really a beginner. I have a head start. I got ranked and ended up in Platinum 5, which only cemented my idea that what I was doing up to this point is not going to keep working. Relying on my gut and vibes and just learning combos, is not going to get me past Platinum. Over the rest of my first day I basically bounced between Platinum 4 and 5 with little to no progress. The grind mindset, being only playing competitive matches is not going to work. I have determined I have to learn two very important things. First, how to lose without feeling bad. And second, how to not get nervous during matches and keep my cool. This is part of one of the categories I have separated things in, to be precise it is the mental category. In this category are all the things I have to learn, to work better as a person in the game, not related to a character. Then we have mechanical, where there are the things I have to learn to get better at the game mechanically. And finally tactical, where I'll put things like game plans, and learning about characters I am not using, aka studying my enemy. I have a few things to put in this categories of course. So let's go in order. In the mechanical category I am going to add, learning how to consistently DP, and learn meaties since I am getting mashed out of pressure. And in the technical category I have, getting a game plan, which sounds straightforward, but I have never done it for myself. And also I am going to add, trying not to get into burnout, which sounds also easy, but I don't think it is easy for me. From all these things, the two that are more important, which are in the mental category, I cannot actively do. And it would be unhealthy to just get into ranked, and learn them by force. To learn them I will have to play, trying to learn the others and try to change my mentality as I play. For the first day of training I am choosing to do two things that can be done simultaneously. I am learning to DP, or at least trying. And I am going to try to not enter burnout. For that I got into practice, did some anti-air drills, and then I tried to play some casual matches to try to apply what I learned. How did it go? It worked. At least I think so. I won against a Platinum 2, 3 times in a row. Was it a good practice? Yes. Does it somehow propel me to mastery? Hell no, it was a Platinum 2 player. And surprisingly, a not that confident Ryu. He kept jumping as always, but it wasn't the most horrible Ryu I have fought. I managed to keep my cool, but it was probably because the stakes were as low as they could be. He actually kind of looked like he wanted to learn, unlike the ones I fight on ranked. I'm just not a good teacher, so I hope he finds someone that can teach him better. I also managed to not go into burnout, but I wasn't as actively looking for it as anti-airing. And I somehow managed to set some of Yasmin's pressure up as well. Like her safe jump and her 2 Oki enders. Which are, not buffed quarter circle forward light punch, and quarter circle back medium punch. But let's keep humility up. And I am going to go on a tangent here. Why is there not a GG's button, that shows a bit of sportsmanship, before you leave a casual or even ranked match? I don't get it. I look like a rage quitter if I just go into casual mode, with the intent of playing a total of 3 matches and I win the first 2 but lose the last one. I wasn't leaving from rage but because I was intending to play 3. Yet I lost one that you won but I'm not leaving because of it. I could rematch people I lost to. But when can I stop? How many losses or wins in a row is acceptable, before either player can leave without the other assuming you are either rage quitting, or being toxic? If you have an answer please put it in the comments because it makes me feel so self-conscious. Anyway, what could I do next? Well, I think I am back at this range. I think I got a bit more knowledge but, not that much. I need to learn how to learn better. I will add more things to the list. And I will try to play ranked again. But like I said, not in this video. To me being able to anti-air was a very big improvement and I don't know if it is fully cooked. So I will keep playing Yasmin, and SF6. Before I close the video I am going to go on a rant. You can consider the video done if you don't want to listen to it. Ready? What the fuck is wrong with Capcom? I have never seen a company being told, I want to give you money, give me skins. And the company looking back like, no. We have the first season 4 character, right? She is well designed, looks cool, and once again has only launched with her 2 skins. No one else is getting skins, even though it's summer, and last time at least we got swimsuits. A whole week has passed at the point of me making this video and no new skin has been announced. Maybe by the time this video is live things have changed. And you would think, well at least Yasmin got the same things other characters before her got, right? 2 skins at launch and, wait, where are her World Tour cinematics? And her character teaser? Capcom? How did you manage to do less things for this release, basically cancelling World Tour, and we still have 0 skins once again? What's even the reason to get in here now? Please look me in the eyes. What is the logic this time? You cannot say you are focusing on the World Tour people, because you have now cancelled their favorite things, which were the side missions with each release. Is it for the avatar battles? Why? People literally just go naked with a character that looks like a half-baked potato. And for the online players on the fighting grounds, you have yet to do anything since the game was released that wasn't overdue. What is the excuse this time? For the love of the $sign. Give us skins. That's it. Thank you for watching till the end, and if you want, see you next time.